Hi beautiful black women, my name is Abby. In this video, we're talking about how the myth of the strong black woman was never meant to help us. Most black women didn't choose to be labeled strong. That title was handed to us by a world that expected our silence, our labor, and our sacrifice. We're going to break down the origin of this harmful identity, how it's been used against us, and why choosing softness and care is not weakness, it's survival. The strong black woman trope is not empowerment, it's a trap. And the sooner you unlearn it, the freer we'll all be. The strong black woman was manufactured for survival, not healing. The identity of the strong black woman didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was created during times when black women had no choice but to carry their families, communities, and even the nation on their backs with no support. During slavery, we were expected to endure the worst physical and emotional abuse, all while protecting everyone around us. That image of us as unbreakable was rooted in exploitation, not empowerment. We didn't get to rest, and over time, that forced resilience was branded as a personality trait, even though it was born from pain. The world applauds black women when we do it all, when we're working multiple jobs, raising children alone, putting up with disrespect, and still managing to show up for everyone else. But the truth is, society loves us most when we're exhausted, because a tired, overextended black woman is easier to control. If we're too busy surviving, we don't have time to fight back. They call us strong not because they admire us, it excuses them from ever helping us. It's how they justify denying us protection, care, and softness. They use our strength against us in every way. In relationships, we're expected to tolerate mistreatment. At work, we're expected to carry teams without recognition. In healthcare, our pain is dismissed because they believe we can take it. When black women cry, they say we're dramatic. When we get angry, they say we're bitter. When we set boundaries, we're told we're not being strong. The label of strength becomes a prison, forcing us to live up to a myth that never loved us. Let's talk about the toll the stereotype takes on our health. Black women have some of the highest rates of high blood pressure, stress-related illnesses, and mental health struggles. But we're taught to just push through it. We skip therapy because prayer should be enough. We don't rest because there's always work to do. We put everyone else first because that's what we saw our mothers do. But this level of self-neglect is not strength, it's slow destruction. Being strong all the time is literally killing us. They convinced us that being at rest is lazy, that softness is weak, that being vulnerable is dangerous. But those are all lies. You at rest as a black woman is revolutionary. Softness is sacred, and being vulnerable is a form of power. Every time a black woman says no, chooses herself, or takes a break, she's rebelling against centuries of abuse. We are not here to carry the whole world. We're here to heal, to breathe, and to live fully, not just survive. You don't owe anyone your strength. You don't have to be the strong one in your family. You don't have to hold your friends together. You don't have to stay in a draining job, relationship, or situation just because people depend on you. The world will take everything from you if you let it. So let's stop proving how strong we are. Let's start choosing peace. You're not a mule. You're not a machine. You're not here to prove your worth through suffering. It is time that you unlearn the lie. Unlearning the strong black woman myth isn't easy. It means you'll disappoint people. It means you need to set boundaries. It means you need to give yourself permission to stop. You're allowed to be soft. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to need help. And none of that makes you any less powerful. It actually makes you whole. Let go of the badge of honor that's slowly breaking your spirit. You don't have to be strong just to be loved, because you're already worthy. To every black woman watching this, I want you to hear me very clearly. You're not a failure for being tired. You are not weak because you need rest. You're not being selfish for choosing yourself. The strong black woman myth was never meant to save you. It was meant to silence you. But your rest is not up for debate. Your healing is not negotiable. You don't have to perform pain to earn love. You don't have to carry everyone to be valuable. You deserve softness. You deserve peace. And most of all, you deserve to be free. Another part of the strong black woman myth is that it gets passed down through generations. So many of us were raised by mothers who were emotionally drained, overworked, and underloved, but we called it strength. We watched them cry in secret and smile in public. We saw them do everything for everyone, but never saw anyone do anything for them. And now that we're adults, unfortunately, some of us are repeating the same patterns, thinking this is just what it means to be a good black woman. But I promise you, that's not legacy, it's survival. And survival is not living. We were taught from childhood to equate strength with silence, independence with isolation, and sacrifice with love. But those lessons are rooted in trauma, not truth. They told us to be strong instead of telling us it's okay to rest. They praised us for holding it down instead of checking on us. This myth doesn't start in adulthood. It starts when we're little girls, being conditioned to prepare for a life of struggle. Even in our relationships, this strength becomes a reason for others to fall short. You become the therapist, you become the motivator, the provider, and the forgivers, all while being denied softness and stability. Black men especially use this myth to avoid accountability. They might say, well, you're strong, you can handle it. That is not love, it is neglect disguised as admiration. And what makes it worse is that the more strength we show, the more they lean on us. Some of these men aren't looking for partners, they're looking for replacement mothers. They want someone to rescue them emotionally, financially, and spiritually, while offering us nothing but empty promises and more emotional labor. And because we've been raised to see strength as a badge of honor, we stay, thinking it's just a part of being a real woman. But what if being a real woman means letting go of roles that keep you in pain? When we really sit with the truth, it becomes clear that the strong Black woman identity was never created to protect us. It was created to keep us functional under oppression. It wasn't a compliment, it was a command. Keep working, keep enduring, keep suffering without complaint. And somewhere along the line, we started wearing that suffering like it was sacred. But pain is not a personality trait. Silence is not strength, and endurance isn't love. The world doesn't get to define us by what we can survive. From this point forward, we define ourselves by what brings us peace. And that means giving ourselves permission to let go of the burden, of the myth, and of anything or anyone that tells us that we only matter when we're struggling. To all the Black women watching this, I love you so much. Bye.